I do identify as a European, and it's where I see my future, but it's certainly not my main and first identity, and not necessarily even second, but it is one of my identities, so I do identify as a European. My vision and perception of Europe was formed when I was traveling through Europe as a kid or as a teenager. But if I were to define a single formative moment for me, it certainly would be me moving to Poland to study in a university. And it's when I started to meet people from all over the world and a lot of Europeans from different parts of Europe. And this change of environment definitely did change the way I look at things now. So me moving to Poland, starting studying in the European University, meeting Europeans and being in this generally quite European environment is my formative European moment. In this case, I would refer to recent history in probably time period of last 20-30 years, let's say since 1992, and because of how broad concept of Europe is, I would be referring to history of the European Union. And in this case, it's first half of 2010s, when in Central Eastern European part of EU and let's say in Poland, EU skeptical nationalistic party gained power and became a legitimate authority, undermining rule of law, EU authority, and violating human rights. From recent EU history, it's probably the worst moment. As of recent history, I could be referring to different treaties that formed the European Union and made Europe look the way it does look right now. But the most important moment for me, it would be European Union and various member states declaring a goal to reach CO2 neutrality and being responsible for climate change, fighting climate change. It's probably the best moment, and I hope it will come true, because it's done for the sake of humanity, our planet, and our common shared heritage. The most important thing European Union has done for me personally it would be EU pushing reforms and further integration with Ukraine. It's where I come from, it's where my family is located and where my family was born. It's my ethnocultural background. And EU pushing reforms, further integration, is a way to ensure Ukraine's stability in future, and stability and prosperity for people who live there. People who I grew up with, people who I'm friends with, and people who share the same cultural background as I do. First and foremost, human beings. They do deserve better lives, and the state should ensure its prosperity, their prosperity. And while the Ukrainian state itself is not really capable of doing that, European integration and EU pushing for closer cooperation with Ukraine and law convergence, rule of law in Ukraine, it is certainly the most It's really the most efficient, or pretty much the only, as it seems to me at this moment of time, real and possible way to ensure prosperity of people living in Ukraine. It would be a shift of authority and power in EU to even more to supranational level. It would be EU achieving more unity, and becoming becoming even more stable system as it is, to ensure prosperity of the people, to ensure that human rights are not violated, and being able to influence other polities in the world to change for better, to preserve our planet, our ecosystems, and respect human beings, not violating their basic human rights.